This is Doug Kren with Liftoff Digital. In this video, we're going to go over how to view form entries that have come in through your website using the Forms feature, which is powered by GravityForms. Let's get started. So we're going to start by going over and navigating to the dashboard just by clicking the dashboard link in the left-hand column. And from the dashboard, you'll see the Forms widget over on the right-hand side, which will show you which particular forms are enabled on your site, as well as the number of forms that have been submitted, and also the number of forms which are presently unread. By clicking on the unread forms number, you'll be taken to the list of forms received which have not been marked as read by you or by any other user. So let's go ahead and click on that link, and it takes us to the list of forms. Once we get to the list of forms, we'll see that we have two submissions, one from Bob Sample Client and another one from John Sample Client. Clicking on the name of the submission will take you in to see the detail of the form. So we're going to go ahead and hover over the Bob name, and we click on it, and it takes us in to see the detail. Inside, you see the details of the answers to each of the form fields. So over on the left-hand side, you'll see that Bob Sample Client has filled in some information. He's listed his company as Sample Company 2. He's put an email address. He's listed a phone number. He has listed that he wants to learn more about reverse energy auctions, and he has a comment or question: how do these work and how much does it cost? On the right-hand side of the form detail is a section called Info. So right over here on the right-hand side, you will see that it shows the date and time for when the form was submitted, the IP address of the user who sent the form in, and then at the bottom of the page, if we scroll down, there's a notes section. So this notes section gives you the ability to keep track of any activity that you've taken related to the form submission. In this case, this contact form entry is one where the person is asking for product information and pricing, so it would be important to record what we've done to contact the person and provide them with information that they've requested. So in this case, let's type a note that we called Bob Sample Client and we left him a voicemail. So I type my note, and then I'll just hover down here to the button on the left-hand side and click Add Note. Once I do that, you'll see that the system makes a permanent entry, records that I was the user who was logged into the system, that I called Bob on March 10th and left him a voicemail at 5:42 p.m. We'll also type a second note that we sent him an email with a product information sheet PDF document attached. So I'm just going to go down and start typing an additional note, and we'll say that we emailed Bob and we sent him product info sheet.pdf. And I go ahead down and click Add Note, and then you'll see that we have two entries recording the fact that we called Bob, left him a voicemail, and then a second note saying that we had sent him information with a product info sheet that was attached to the email. Once we're done, we're going to navigate back to the Forms toolbar at the top and click the Entries button to take us back to the list of forms. So I'm going to move right to the top to the toolbar, and then right there we have the Entries button. I click on that and we go back to the list of forms that have been submitted. Now if we hover over the first form submission from Bob, you'll notice that the read unread field right here has changed from unread to having been read. We can switch it back to being marked unread, but since we've already taken action and recorded information about it, it is appropriately right now marked as having been read. We could now go into the second form and repeat the process for whatever type of form We can now go into the second form and repeat the appropriate process for whatever type of form action that would be typically required by that form. Now that we're done, we'll go ahead and navigate back to the dashboard. And then when you look at the Forms section over on the right-hand side, you'll now see that there are 0 unread forms, no unread forms, and there are still 2 forms that have been retained in the system total. Hopefully you found this information helpful on how forms within your website can be a strong tool for tracking important interactions with your organization's key stakeholders, such as website visitors, sales prospects, or existing clients. Thanks for joining us, and thank you for your time.